Well, that's a little better, and I'm too lazy to do my white balancing. So, if I'm the same color as my wall, oh well. Hi. Hello, my beautiful bookish people. So I was supposed to be hosting a readathon that I helped create with some other people in the month of September. And I think I got a phone call, and then I sneezed, and I blinked, and I took a nap, and oh my god, it's almost November. Because apparently fall is just the time of year when I find out that someone in my family has cancer that happens to be in the brain. And just this week, I got news that I had a cousin that died in a fiery car crash. And this year, I can't even be a caregiver, and I don't even know if I can go to the funeral because of the virus going around. And I've lost so much mobility this year and have not been coping very well with it. So now I have a psychotherapist, a physical therapist, and an occupational therapist. So I have all the therapy going on right now. And I'm kind of losing my mind. But here we are, and I'm going to try to talk about some of the things that I read in September, because I started reading much more for comfort than I did for trying to meet different goals, and that's just what I need right now, and that's okay. So, the first book that I read is Fangs, which is by Sarah Anderson, also known as Sarah Scribbles. I've followed her work for several years now. This is a graphic novel about a vampire and a werewolf who have a relationship, and it's really cute. 10 out of 10 would recommend. The next book, or I guess set of books, would be Winnie the Pooh and the House at Pooh Corner, which is a series by A.A. Milne. I feel like everybody knows about this, especially thanks to Disney. I've always really enjoyed the audiobooks for this because it's a full cast recording with Stephen Fry and a bunch of other people, and what can I say? I've had this since I was a small child. I still enjoy it, and it's amazing to me how the small life lessons that are given in a very succinct manner in these books still are very relatable as an adult. The next book that I read was The Black Prism, and really the whole series of The Lightbringer by Brent Weeks. I've had this on my radar for ages because Starla from Starla Reads recommended them to me back when I was first starting to get back into reading again. And I'm really glad she did, because they had me on my toes the whole time. I didn't know how it was going to end until we got there, and I can totally see myself rereading this quite frequently. It has elemental magic that is tied into the prism, so it's tied into how light works and what different styles of light people can use as a form of magic and shenanigans. And it's just, book 3 had me going, what? Like, book 1, it's a little hard to get into because of some of the self-dialogue with the main character, but also it's kind of relatable with that self-talk because, well, at least for me when I was growing up, I was a bit chubby and got made fun of quite a bit, and that happens to the main character quite a bit too. But he, by the end of it, kind of overcomes all these things, and he's called the Turtle Bear, which is kind of a made-up term where he's like, I'm strong, I can take a beating, what you got? I'm probably doing a terrible job at trying to explain this series to you, but the synopses that are published with the books are quite accurate, so go ahead and check those out if that at all sounds interesting to you. The next book that was recommended to me by another friend was Not My Father's Son by Alan Cumming. And Ermigerd, I think this year is the year of me discovering that I really like, of course now that I want the word, I can't say the word. Memoirs. Memoirs is the word I'm looking for. I've discovered this year that I really like memoirs. And check out the content warnings for this book before you get into it, because it is basically, he's gone through a lot of verbal and physical abuse, which I can relate to a degree. And it was really interesting to see how other people deal with having a parent who is just not dealing with things in a very healthy manner, and how that affects your own self-talk and what you have to do to kind of get through it and do self-work as an adult. So I found that memoir quite interesting. And the next book was another reread from my childhood, The Phantom Tollbooth. I don't know how many times I've talked about this book on my channel at this point, but if you haven't read it, and this is the only book I could ever recommend to anyone ever, this would probably be it, because with every reread of it, and I reread this almost every year, I get something new out of it. And as a child, it teaches you very good, simple life lessons. And as an adult, it still blows my mind at how well those concepts were explained. And with age, seeing how well that was explained, and even still getting stuff out of it now and being like, wow, that was really accurate, and it's really well put for, it's just, it's a good book. Go read it. It's completely nonsensical with how the story happens in this fantasy land, and it's just glorious with basic life lessons. I can't say enough good things about it, and I should really start scripting these things so that I give better definitions, but that's my off-the-cuff take. And then the other book that I read in September was another childhood, like really young childhood reread, because I don't know why, I just really felt like reading The Shy Little Kitten, which is from the Little Golden books. And like, it's nothing very special. This is very much for very, very, very young children. I've really enjoyed the art style, and it's an introverted kitten that's having a fun time, like, out in the world. And as a fellow introvert who adores kitties, it's adorable. What can I say? It's a cute book. I mean, it's nothing particularly special, but it was a small bit of entertainment and nostalgia for me, and I am glad that I reread it. So, off the top of my head, I can't remember how these books relate to my goals that I had for my September reads, but I'm sure I will insert a graphic somewhere to tell you how I did that. And I guess maybe next time I'll explain what I've read in October, which is also not much, because I can't concentrate on anything right now because depression sucks. And if you've made it this far, tell me one thing that you do for self-care that cheers you up. I'll see you in the next video, whatever that is. Thanks for watching. Bye!